Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Franchize, Scamway Entertainment. I'm over here at Good Times Radio. My man, Mr. Pay Attention, Miss Charisma. We're gonna do a little interview. We're gonna chop it up about my mixtape, some things else that I got going on right now. Definitely shout out to Good Times Tobacco, Good Times Cinderellos. Tune in and have a good time with us, y'all.
The Good Times Hot 100 DJs.
This your boy, Mr. Pay Attention. We are back from the Good Times Radio Show, brought to you by the Good Times Tobacco Company, makers of the Good Times Cigarello. Okay, cool. I couldn't hear myself. Making me nervous. You know what I mean? So we are back, and we are joined with the homie Franchize. Franchize, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm just chilling here.
Yeah.
Good Times roll, you know?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So we're here today to talk about, the Now It Begins mixtape.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So, when does it begin?
Oh man, we don't got the release date yet. We did the listening party. I was there.
Yeah, definitely.
Good times. Shout out to Buck.
About 3,000. The executive produced the mixtape.
Yeah? Alright, so this project is being released through Scamway Entertainment.
Yeah.
Correct. What is a Scamway?
Scamway, man, I was actually originally born in Nigeria.
Gotcha.
So to us, scam takes on a little bit of a different meaning. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people be scared of having these social security cards around us and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But for me, scam is like, I think in life, it's really tough to know the truth.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? No matter where you was, but especially people growing up, we say urban environments and so forth, so many lies and so much misinformation is always floating around. I feel like sometimes being able to discover the scam and understanding what's the lie is the road to the truth. You know, we don't start questioning what the truth is till we start realizing the lies. So I figure, it's fake it till you make it at the same time.
Yeah.
So with that balance, is scam is still the way. So it's either you seeing through the scams to do it, or you faking your way to make it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a way to get to where you need to go.
Now, speaking of the scams, because I've been almost scammed a couple of times by Nigerians, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since that is, they try to hit me, you know what I'm saying?
I just heard them talk about fraud on your phone.
Yeah,
I'm not getting frauded.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this nigga come here and I'm getting frauded already. So, you know what I mean? So, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, how does that make you feel as your people, they got that bad rap as scammers, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like you can always make a profit out of deficit. So people are going to put a negative stigma. It's just like the word nigga. You know what I'm saying? It went from being the most derogatory term to now everybody's wishing, damn, I wish I could call myself a nigga. Crazy. So I look at it as scam is, okay, you want to say Nigerians are on the scam, but really everything that's being done through scams is just a duplication of what's legal. So for example, is if you take a fake document and you take a document and you make it a fake document, it's only a document that people believe it is. So there's a lot of things that happen, whether it be government or scams that happen in America. It's just a question of your belief. When I look at it, it's like Madoff and all the things you hear about banks like Chase being caught up in scams. They don't talk about it, but they talk about Nigerians. So we're kind of deflection. It's just like when you talk about the African American community, that's who you talk about as gangsters. They won't talk about how many gangsters are involved in things from banking cartels to the military-industrial complex and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I like to just say, okay, if that's what you think it is, we're going to turn it into a positive.
Gotcha. So y'all heard it here. Franchize. He is not a scam artist. Scamway Entertainment is not a scam company. You know what I mean? Everything they do is legit and official. You know what I mean? All right. So what are your influences? I mean, who are your influences? You know what I mean? Who made Franchize? Or you know what I mean? Who influenced you to be you?
Oh man. A lot of influences. My mother would be one of them, definitely. I would say the culture that I was born into, hip-hop music, of course. Artists like Nas, artists like The Roots, but I also like, when I got exposed to them later on, people like Outkast, the Ghetto Boys. So I always had like a wide range of hip-hop that I listened to. And the thing that I loved about hip-hop is I started off as somebody that started off writing poetry, and then I started writing short stories.
Gotcha.
I love writing stories. So I just love the ability to take those words that was in my mind and put it on paper. But now hip-hop is an outlet to actually communicate it to people and reach people directly with that. So as soon as I started hearing, I think the first thing that somebody put on to me was like, it was LL Cool J, I think Walking with a Panther or was video Bad. But once I heard that and I just felt the passion behind it, I was like, this is for me.
Damn. I mean, so did you grow up here in the States, or did you?
Yeah, I was born in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I also lived in Canada and New York City. So that's my.
So then when were you introduced to hip hop?
I was introduced to hip hop here in New York City when I was 8 years old.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Miss Charisma, you ain't saying nothing. You got any questions?
No, I'm listening. You're asking him about, what influenced him and things like that. I'm waiting for the ball to be thrown my way. How you gonna ask me a question in the middle of a question?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I ain't want to be, hogging the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? I guess this is give back.
Nah, it's like, you know what I mean?
Well, since you wanted to throw it my way, I guess my main question is that, you gave us the 411 when we met you at the listening party with my homeboy Buck. But like I said, shout outs again to Buck. I've known Buck since I was a kid. But I'm not gonna throw it out there how long ago it was, but it's like at least a decade.
I ain't Miss Charisma. Shout out to Buck too, but it's all about franchise.
But I know. Let me get it to you. Let me ask the question.
Go ahead, do your thing.
So, being that we got a chance to have a more intimate setting of finding out and hearing your music and things like that, just let people know how did that come about? Because when we heard your sound and he said come out and come through, the quality of your music was just so when's the album coming out? That's how I felt. He was like, nah, this is a mixtape, just to listen now. I'm like, what? What's the album coming out? It sounds so ready to go, and and with other, I'm not gonna say if you can mention certain features, but I'm telling you, this, what I heard, and it's crazy because I can't really describe it, but obviously I'm asking him to describe it, but what I heard was crazy. So just give us an understanding of how that happened and how all that stuff came about as far as you having those particular features and that great quality music. Because some people could say this is what I want to do, and then they get into it and they don't even have that access. You came in with a full package.
Yeah, well, I'm somebody to myself, I would describe myself as an artist, but also as a visionary. I get a vision of what I want to communicate to people, and I feel like the universe lines things up, and at one point I was saying, I always wanted to reconnect also with my Nigerian roots, and I was like, damn, I need to meet the right person though that's got the American success, because this is, the musical influence that drove us to do what we're doing. And then I met up with Buck, and for those who don't know, he was the former head engineer for Murder Inc. for 2 years. He mixed joints like Ashanti Foolish and stuff like that. So once I got up with him, he was just loving the energy, and I was able to get unreleased Akon feature through a connection there, through the African ties. I don't want to get deep into that.
But it was dope.
Still Scamway. But we got unreleased Gucci joint on it. We got a lot of features on it. I'm not gonna tell everybody you don't have to get into the music.
I know, that's why I was I wish you could, but I was like, man, because I thought I was listening to an album. I was like, wait, where am I?
Oh, so you can't mention the features because you got big names on there. I was gonna ask about.
See how you respect. You see how I respect the hustle? No, I
shout out to my man Dirty Bird. He did some production on it too. He actually was the producer of PIMP, 50 Cent PIMP, Young Jeezy, I'm Back, amongst Exhibit Multiply. So just through my travels, in terms of, I'm like a nomad. I'm somebody that will just visit a city and hook up with people, and next day I'm staying there for a month. You know what I'm saying? So I would just always meet people there and kind of convey my vision to them. And the people that it stuck with, we just started building from there. So this is a compilation of I would say, my journey in life, just finding myself as an artist and putting together my vision. And the reason I titled it Now Begins, because I feel like, okay, I've done the research, I've met the people I needed to meet, I've got myself to where I feel I need to be as an artist. Now begins.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I thought I was just gonna come out, show love. I mean, and I came in there, I was just stuck. I was like, wait, now? And they was like, no, Lisa's not ready. I'm like, what do you mean it's not ready? And it sounds like it's ready to go right now. Can I have a snippet? Can I have a sample?
Nah, I'm definitely gonna people to come support things like this party. Definitely, I want to get y'all some exclusives before things.
Yeah, definitely.
The campaign is starting right now. We call it the Scampaign.
Scampaign, gotcha. All right, so also your label, that's Scamway. That's your label, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I mean, so you're you're an artist and you run your own label.
Yeah.
So what are your overall goals for your label?
My overall goals first is, to get myself popping, get myself out there. But I also want to create an avenue to fuse different types of music. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to take artists that is from Africa, give them the opportunity to work with artists in America and vice versa. Being an African descent, I want to use that as kind of a way to connect us all. Because when you hear African American, you're an African in America.
Yeah.
Well, whether you're born in Nigeria, wherever, you're still an African in America.
Exactly.
Whether you're born in Brazil, you're still Afro-Latino.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to, especially I got some friends that live in Colombia, Brazil, different places. I want to be able to create an opportunity where you just get young people with different minds working together and creating different sounds. So I think a lot of times people say, oh, it's the same music on the radio, it's all this. I think whatever's coming out is going to come from creativity. And if you create outlets for people to be able to express their creativity, you're going to be surprised what you see. So that's why I want to be as like a catalyst for that kind of work.
You did a pretty good doggone job. I'm telling you, if anybody can check out his Instagram, you can see their pictures there. Me and Mr. Paying Attention went there at the listening, but like I said, what was going down in that studio, I was just like, what the heck? You had the industry, who can find you? Where they can find you?
There's a lot of hustle, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the music is the one, and when you asked me about running the label, there's the music on one end, and once you get the songs recorded, you gotta switch to the hustle. Mm-hmm. And even when you're recording the music, you gotta be thinking of the direction where you want to take it.
Exactly.
So I like what things are doing right now, and I think when people hear it, like she said, they're gonna see it's crazy, and they're gonna see the hustle behind the music, but also the quality of the sound.
All right, so with you being an artist here in New York City, how do you feel like the hip hop culture here in New York? How it's changed? Just how do you feel? How do you feel like you can make an impact? Because it's harder for New York artists.
Yeah, well, the thing is with New York City, the impact on hip hop is always going to be there because I started in South Bronx. And myself personally, I was introduced to music here, to hip hop music here. So the foundation's always going to be here. I think what happens is sometimes is when new sounds start coming out, people feel like they can't relate to it, to what's going on to a certain region, or they feel like it's a competition. I think the more different ways that people are expressing themselves opens up the creative pool. We all have new ideas to draw from, because any artist will listen to, whether you listen to Nas, I'm sure there was influences of Rakim and different people. I think New York in particular, there's like a 90s renaissance town. And I think now the people are kind of going back to, okay, this is the heyday of New York City hip hop. Like the 90s, where artists were just coming out like crazy. I think as people go back to that and start really kind of reintroducing themselves to the art form, I think that's going to be the next step to move forward. People are going to go back to there and see, oh wow, now they're going to start discovering artists, Smith & Wesson, Nas, Jay-Z's earlier material, all this different music, Mobb Deep. And I think once they start really getting a hang of that and start listening to what's here now, they're going to kind of see wow, this is the foundation. This is what we build it here. Here's how we can build this even stronger. And I think New York hip hop is going to come up with some really serious stuff. And the thing is with New York, it's the most international city in the world. So just like when it started with 45 King and stuff like that, is they have the influence of Jamaican culture, African culture, Hispanic culture. So all of that there's always the right ingredients in New York to cook up something new. So I think it's about to happen within maybe the next year or so. You're gonna start seeing a lot. And there's artists like Troy Ave and them gonna doing their thing. So it's happening.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up, man. I had a question. I forgot my question. You saying?
See.
No, because it was basically pertaining to New York hip hop, and you saying, there's a lot of things in the work. But do you think New York will ever have that spot like that?
Why you keep on trying to think that we went somewhere?
Well, you know what? I think is the spot like that. I think at some point you got to share the spotlight. So I think as New York is going to have its spotlight, but you always going to have to share the spotlight. It's just like, if I make a song, once the listener takes it, it's not my song, it's their song, because it's going to be something different to everybody that listens. You know, for somebody, she's gonna listen to a song and it's gonna say, this is Tanya's song, because she's gonna remember that day. Oh, I played this on my birthday, or this is when I heard it when I was chilling with my boyfriend, or whatever it is. It becomes theirs, or what the lyrics say to them at whatever point and stage that they are in their life. So it just grows. So it goes from what's inside of me, it gets bigger. So I think it's a testament to New York hip hop of how far that it's gone. That you got kids in Africa that want to rap because of what started in New York City, and kids down south that want to rap because of what started in New York City, and all over the world. So it's always going to be a share in the spotlight, and that's the true showing of how powerful impact that this music really has.
Exactly. Now, exactly like you said, powerful impact. And I think just last week, me and Ms. Grisman was talking, earlier this week, we was talking about how music is timeless.
Yeah.
And we talked about how the hip hop culture, you know what I mean, they don't, I mean, not the culture per se, you know what I mean, but the fans of hip hop, a lot of them aren't loyal fans. You know what I mean? So, and I was explaining to her like how, you know, a lot of these artists, they'll come out with something that's hot at the moment. You know what I mean? So once that moment is gone, that song is dead basically, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, but you listen to like James Brown, Ozzy Brothers, Stevie Wonder, I mean, these guys got timeless songs that you can listen to this day. With hip hop is like, I mean, there's very few artists, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say all artists, you know what I mean? But very few artists that make songs that are timeless that you can listen to today. You know what I mean? It's still like, yo, this shit is still a hit. You know what I mean? Do you have songs, or do you make songs that you feel are timeless, or do you make songs that are just for the moment?
I got a couple songs that I think are just for the moment, but I definitely try to make songs that I feel are really coming from me and my creativity that I feel can be timeless. You know, I think what happens so much is with hip hop, a lot of people don't know, like what we're talking about, talking James Brown and a lot of the other greats, is so much of the music we listen to now is recycled music.
Sure.
You know, they're just taken from the songs that were from before, flipping them now. The new audience doesn't know. Yeah. And you know, we saw that when Diddy was doing that. You know, and a lot of people caught on to that, so they just flipping the same melodies or flipping the exact same lyrics into something new. So that shows you the timelessness of the music.
Exactly.
I'd like to be to the point where people can hear some of my songs and want to do the same thing. So I think I got certain songs that definitely I feel are just different. Some of them, it might not be necessarily groundbreaking what I'm saying, but how I'm saying it. And I think the cleverness and the time I put into the lyrics, I think, and still having the catchiness at the same time, I think I'm gonna have some stuff that people is gonna be timeless. And in a few years from now, certain songs that I might have put out now that people didn't catch on to now, later on they're gonna be like, oh wow, that was dope what he was really saying.
Yeah, I mean, cause don't get it twisted. I'm not the songs for the moment are what you need. I mean, that's what people gonna grab you at that time and being. You know what I'm saying? And then once they grab onto that song that's at the moment, then you start whittling them in with the songs that you know are timeless that they can listen to forever. You know what I mean? So those songs for the moment, you know what I mean, are definitely good for the singles that leak out there just to get people paying attention. You know what I mean? So definitely. So you say you do got songs that are for the moment. You know what I mean? You got any songs that are talking about thoughts or anything like that? Or I mean,
word of the hip hop term.
Yo, where was I just seeing that? I was seeing that on they had a reality show on my way over here, right before I got here. And it was Melissa Ford, she was on it. I don't know which one.
Oh, that's cool. Blood, Sweat, and Heels. Am I saying that right? Blood, Sweat, and Heels?
Yeah. I turned the channel and I see this stuff, so I see Melissa Ford, so of course I stopped. You know what I'm saying? And then I hear some kid going, you know, they got this new word, that hoe over there. So I'm like, word? You know, I've been seeing it on Instagram and everything, but it's funny for y'all to say it right here. So that is the word of the moment.
No, he's bringing this up here. He's like implementing it all through the podcast airwaves, and he's just like putting it out there because I know people are making songs about it, but a lot of people that are making songs about it are out of town artists. But being that it is a thing out here, because you know how New York scene is, it's like bigger. The club scene, the strip club scene is way bigger than I feel like is than certain club scenes, you know. So I mean, as far as urban, you know. So and then since everybody's listening to the ratchet is not. So and that's crazy. It's like we glorify the ratchetness.
I mean, I think I'll do some songs that might make you think, but I'm not sure about the thoughts.
Information that you provided for me. You performed in Africa and Canada as well?
Yeah.
And America? Well, of course, you're here in America, you know what I mean? So you're like an international superstar in the making.
That's the plan.
Yeah, how does that prepare you for, you know, success? You know what I mean? Or do you feel like you're already at that level of success?
Well, definitely not where I feel I can complicate things too. I don't know if it's a journey I'll ever fully get there. But like I said, now it begins, and the reason that is the statement is just like going to all these different places and being able to perform. It teaches you a lot about how different people listen to music, which different songs, different crowds identify with. And it also teaches you connecting with different cultures. So I feel like putting that together gives me an opportunity, opposed to like some cats, like they've only been able to see their neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like, well, this is the sound because that's how everybody on my block now.
Exactly.
So that's how I got to do it. I think it gives me an opportunity to kind of have a broader perspective on things and have a broader musical influence that I can provide on my tracks and give people some real entertainment. And I know how to rock different crowds. So to come to a franchise show, expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
I want that email for the next franchise.
Oh, it's definitely coming.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. You know what I mean? All right, so how can people follow you, man? How can you find Franchize?
You can find me on Instagram, Franchize SC. That's Franchize with a Z. Fran, CHIZE. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. I'm out here. Sometimes I'm in the streets, sometimes I'm in the studio. You can find me definitely. YouTube me, whatever you gotta do. I got music out here, man, and we got more music coming. Campaign's only gonna grow, so what you see now, a year from now, you don't believe it's gonna be that. I'll let you feel that. So,
Got you. Now, we're about to get into this mixtape. Oh, no, sorry, not the mixtape. We're about to get into a couple of
you
songs.
got some now?
Nah, we're about to get into a few songs off the mixtape. Now, I mean, but when is this mixtape dropping?
Mixtape, man, at this point, we looking at anywhere between, like we just been talking about it, I'm thinking like May or June.
You said May or June?
Yeah.
Got you. Now, how many tracks is on this mixtape?
We looking at anywhere between 15 and 17.
15 and 17? Got you. Now, what are your favorite songs on the mixtape and why are they your favorite songs?
My favorite song definitely the Akon feature. That's serious.
Oh, so you can mention that.
Yeah, that's a serious joint.
Serious.
I like Private Party. You know, that's one of the joints that I got here.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homegirl Sam. She came and she sang on the joint. I think her voice is dope. And just how the track came together when I started writing the hook from melodies I had in mind, just wanting a certain sound, a singer, and her being that certain sound. And just like, I think it's that sexy track. You know what I mean? And, you know, like most dudes, you know, gotta have some sexy time with females. So that's one of my favorites. And I definitely. Yeah, there's so many, you know, because every single song marks like a different space of thought that I was in when I made that song. You know what I'm saying? But those would be the standouts. Yeah.
Gosh, you said space of thought that you was in.
Yeah.
You was in a thought? Or you was
Oh,
I was about to say, who keep on bringing up this?
Thought is no longer thought. Yeah, I can't even say I was space of thought. I was not in the space of that whole there. I was just
nigga, like, that's
the
what
way of thinking.
Got you.
Gosh,
It's internet serious, man.
Gotcha. So you said the mixtape's dropping around like early spring, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright, that's what's up.
Any name? You know what I mean?
Yeah, now the mixtape, yeah, it's not begins.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is not beautiful.
Come
Yeah,
on,
my
Mr.
ad.
Rizzo, pay
I know.
attention.
I'm in another world. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about particular songs that he can't talk about. That's where I'm at. I'm still in the listening section, to be honest with you. Like, I know what he said about the franchise was good, but I'm like, there was a couple of other tracks that, like I said, can't need to be named, but they was like crazy, and they're like big features. I'm like, word.
Everybody be talking that's cool.
Yes, like they're people that you knew, and I'm just like, oh, this is dope. So, excuse me, that's where my mind is. My mind is on them tracks that can't even come out of the studio right now.
Yeah.
But you didn't even remember the name of the mixtape.
Me and you
But she
gonna
knew the
fight.
feeling of the mixtape. That's important.
That's what I'm at.
Yeah, gotcha. Alright, brother, the franchise, it was good having you, man.
I appreciate it.
What we're gonna do is about to get into 3 tracks off the mixtape. The first joint is gonna be Stackhouse. The right after that is gonna be Don't Think Twice. Then we're gonna jump into the joint Private Party. You know what I mean? Let's pay attention.
naughty, naughty.